Hello, so welcome back. I hope many of you have just watched the video on ce qui and ce que because this is going to link to it, and this is how we talk about something happening in French. Okay, so let's talk about this. We have different expressions with happening. We have, hey, what's happening? Something happened. When you're talking about the story that you're telling, you'll say, and then something happened. You will often use the expression something happened to me, or something happened to him, or something happened to us. Okay? So this is a video which is pretty much going to explain all of this. But there are two main bits of grammar you need to understand to do this, because happen in English is a very easy verb. This happens, this has happened, yeah, this had happened, this will happen. It's very, very easy. Okay, so in English, easy. In French, easy, but two things to remember. Rule number one, okay, let's try a brighter pen. Rule number one is happen, and happen to someone, we use the verb arriver, we use arrive, and I'll talk about that in a moment for those of you who are familiar with this. So the main verb for to happen is se passer. Okay, se passer. So when we've got a reflexive verb, all the normal things are going to kick in with happen, that kick in with other reflexive verbs. For a start though, we can relax, because you know we've not got je me suis, tu t'es, je me, tu te, any of this business. Happen is basically going to be dealing with the it form. So we're going to be looking at ce. So straight away, something is happening, quelque chose, and for the purposes of this video, when I write QCH, okay, it's going to be, well, I'll put QQCH, it's going to be quelque chose, something, just to avoid having to write it out in full every time when I'm explaining something to you. So something is happening, quelque chose se passe. Okay, something's happening, quelque chose se passe. Okay, something is passing itself. So very quickly, if we were talking about normal reflexive verbs, je me, tu te, il se, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se, if this is already sounding strange to you, please stop what you're doing right now and go and look at the videos on reflexives, okay, and the reflexive past, and come back to us, and be very welcome to come back to this video. So as you know, if you have something happening in the action past, and you have something happening which is reflexive, when you have those two rules together, you have what I call the poetry and the past word. And poetry is going to be the person doing it, the reflexive bit, and the verb to be. In short, if you have a verb in the past, the action past, with a reflexive, it's always going to have the auxiliary to be. Okay? So forget all of that grammar bump. Copy me. Je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est. So the one that we're dealing with is il s'est. Yeah, to itself is. Okay, il s'est. Okay, now, plenty of times we hear say in French. We hear ces, these, ses, his or her, say, sc apostrophe est, it. So this is s apostrophe est. Okay, il s'est. If this isn't clear, I can't stress this enough. Go and watch the reflexives video. So, something. So if I said he washes, il se lave. He washed, il s'est lavé. He washed himself. Yeah? Il new word s apostrophe est lave. Something happened. Quelque chose s'est passé. And all that would happen is we'd have this happen. So quelque chose s'est passé. Yeah? Quelque chose s'est passé. Let's look at other expressions. There's something going on. There is something which is happening. Say for me, there is a man who is talking. Il y a un homme qui parle. Now linked up, il y a un homme qui parle. There's something which is happening. Il y a quelque chose qui se passe. Yeah? So, different tenses. Something is going to happen. Quelque chose va se passer. Yeah? I'm going to wash myself. Je vais me laver. Something's going to happen. Quelque chose va se passer. Okay? Let's go back to one in the past. Quelque chose s'est passé. I could have that happened. Ça s'est passé. That happened badly. Ça s'est mal passé. Ça s'est bien passé. So one of the ways you say to somebody, did it go well? Ça s'est bien passé. Ça s'est bien passé. Okay? Ça with an accent on the C. S apostrophe EST. Bien, B-I-E-N. Passé with an accent on the N because it's the past word. Ça s'est bien passé. Okay? Remember when you're asking a question in French, you have the tone of voice method. So if you're saying, is it going well? Est-ce que ça se passe bien? Let's go back to the present. So let's say, ça se passe bien. Ça se passe bien. If you don't understand why the bien comes after the verb there but before the verb in the past, can you go and watch the video on adverbs? In short, an adverb, well, badly, goes after the first verb in your sentence. So, se passe, passer is your first verb. Yeah, I speak well, je parle bien. I spoke badly, j'ai, first verb, bien, j'ai mal parlé. So adverbs tend to go in this type of sentence after the first verb. So, is it going well? Ça se passe bien? Say it for me. That's going well. Ça se passe bien? Everything's going well. Tout se passe bien. Yeah? Everything went well. Tout s'est bien passé. So we're really stressing the importance of this se. Ça se passe bien. Ça s'est bien passé. Ça s'est passé comme normal. It went like normal. We're always going to have to work on this like a reflexive. So, next ingredient. When we are linking questions and phrases and whatnot with happen, we need to be aware of qui. Now, as the previous video will tell you, qui is used when the idea you are talking about at the beginning of the sentence does the verb, and there is nobody new coming in doing a new verb. So, if I said to you, what is going on, your training with me would go, right, so what when it's a verb is qu'est-ce que, and what when it's a thing is quel. So what's Luc wearing? Qu'est-ce que Luc porte? Yeah? What t-shirt? Which t-shirt? Quel t-shirt? Okay? I'm quite fond of this t-shirt. My friends and I call this the Larry t-shirt. Won't bother explaining why, we just call it the Larry t-shirt. So, if you then think that all of the times that you said qu'est-ce que, which is what is it that, you've actually, so we always think of what as one idea, we think of what as an idea, and you've always then had somebody else's name coming after the que. So what, or something else, so what are you wearing? Qu'est-ce que tu portes? What is he doing? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? You've always got a new person coming in. If you're saying what's happening, even when you say what is it, you're saying qu'est-ce que c'est, qu'est-ce que c'est, you've got the it for the is. What's happening? There's nobody new coming in. There's not qu'est-ce que Luc, qu'est-ce que Paul, qu'est-ce que Craig, qu'est-ce que Jean-Pierre. There's no new person coming in. It's going straight from the first idea, which is the what, into the verb. And when you have that, instead of ce que, you have ce qui. If you don't understand why that is happening, please watch the previous video. So qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe, which becomes qu'est-ce qui se passe? So if I had a pound or a dollar for every time people I work with, even those who have degrees or A-levels or high school leaving certificates, who say qu'est-ce que se passe, I would be a wealthy person. So qu'est-ce qui se passe? Okay? So just think with happen, you have the word qui. Okay? Let's pop this in the past then. So qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Yeah? just think if we're popping it in the past, we've got two A's. The se becomes a say, and the passe becomes a passé. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Something happened, quelque chose s'est passé. We're comfortable with all of this, okay? Now remember, what did we talk about in the qui, que, ce qui, ce que video? We talked about how often we will say what when it's not a question. So I'm really happy with what Luke is wearing. Thank you. Je suis content, je suis très content, je suis ravi avec ce que Luke porte. And notice again that we've introduced somebody else. So I am happy with what Luke is wearing. Okay, that's a silly thing because I am Luke. Okay, she is happy with what Luke is wearing. We have two different people. So I am happy with what Luke is wearing. Luke is doing the verb. A new person is doing the verb. When a new person does the verb, que. Okay? So I'm happy with what Luke, ce que. But if I was saying what happened as a question, qu'est-ce qui? If I'm saying what happened was fantastic, it's not a question, I'm just referring to it. So ce qui. So remember, what when it's not a question will be ce que, unless there is no new person, in which if it's doing its own verb will be ce qui. So say this for me. What is fantastic in France is that. Ce qui est fantastique en France est que. Okay? I am happy with what is happening. Je suis content avec ce qui se passe. Ce qui se passe. Yeah? So whether you've got a qu'est-ce qui or a ce qui, when you've got passé, you will always have, ce passé happen, you will always have this qui business. Now, I want to move on to something else. You've talked very briefly about using que at the beginning of a sentence. Now, I don't teach this massively, but this is one of the ways we can say what. So, for example, you do what? Tu fais quoi? Bit slangy, I wouldn't really recommend it for your essays. Que fais-tu? So notice that after a que on its own at the beginning of the sentence to make what, we need to swap. We need to have the verb first, which is indeed where we get qu'est-ce que from. Because if you look at it, qu'est-ce que is say, which is ce and a, back to front. So as long as you stick a hyphen, which is one of those horizontal lines between it, you can stick anything there. It's just not really said as much as the other version. Que manges-tu? Qu'est-ce que tu manges? Tu manges quoi? The three versions work, okay? So, for that matter, what is happening often will be que se passe-t-il? What is happening? Que se passe-t-il? Which is it is happening, and we have a sneaky te, a sneaky t. Okay? Now that t in a sneaky place will bother some of you, but if you think how do you say he has? Il a. How do you say has he? A-t-il. A-t-il. We stick in a sneaky t. Now for those of you that don't need to use that, won't hear that and aren't bothered by that, forget what I've just said until you're ready for it. It's just those of you that have heard it, que se passe-t-il, will start to be thinking, well hang on, why is there a que there, and that's explaining to you what's going on. Okay? So next thing. Next verb to happen is to happen to somebody. And this is arriver. Arriver à quelqu'un. Okay? Quelqu'un, someone. So think about it as in here I am, here's me in life at my doorstep. I don't want that coming to my doorstep, it's coming to me. It arrived at my door. Okay? We use a similar expression in French for to be able to do something. We don't just say je peux. What do we say? We say j'arrive à le faire. J'arrive à le faire. Oh merde, je n'arrive pas à le faire. I'm not able to do it. Okay? So, if you wanted to say something is happening to me, you say that arrives to me. Ça m'arrive. That happens to me all the time. Ça m'arrive.